Well, hello there. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're going to be going through the ESV Student Study Bible. I've wanted to get my hands on one of these for a while because I love the ESV Study Bible. I think that it's arguably the best study Bible on the market right now. And I wanted to know what the difference was. Is there a difference, and should I care about the difference? So we're going to go through it today, and I'm going to tell you what the differences are. I still think these are, now that I've looked through this for a while, the best study Bibles on the market. That's my own opinion, but the contributors and the theology, the amount of information that you get in the ESV Study Bible is just second to none at the moment. So I think they're a fantastic resource to have on your shelf. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Steve. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel. While you're here, you're going to get challenged and encouraged to be the Christian you claim to be. I'm going to do that by going through Scripture and reviewing solid resources and tools to make your day-to-day better and more Christ-focused. So let's get into this ESV Student Study Bible. There are some differences, and I'm going to show you a chart towards the end that you can pause the video, I suppose, and take a look. I'll also drop a link down in the description to this chart, or to Crossway in the ESV Study Bible. So it comes in a slipcover. I got the True Tone Chestnut. And there's the ISBN. It retails for $39.99. Keep your eye out on Amazon and on Christian Book. I love Christian Book. They have sales all the time. So you can probably get it for less than this, but that's what it retails for. So I probably will not keep this box. Sometimes they come in nice hard clamshell boxes, some Bibles, and I keep them. But these little slip covers, they're great for dust covers or if it's just going to sit on a shelf for a while. But they can be a little bit difficult to get it in and out of. So this is a little bit of the information. 12,000 concise notes, timelines, book introductions, maps, articles, okay? So we're going to go over all about that. So let's get rid of the box. We'll look at the specifics here. Let's push that out of the way. So you're looking at 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So almost a half of a sheet of paper, basically. Almost. To give you a good idea. And 1.5 inches. So it really isn't that big. The weight is not a problem. Definitely very carryable, very usable. And as you can, I marked a couple of things in here. As you can see, it does come with one ribbon. And I'm going to say this until the day I die. Thank you so much for the ribbon. But if you can, give me more. So I understand on Bibles that are a little bit less expensive that they don't give you more, but would it really be, if you're ever paying attention, Bible publishers, would it really be difficult to give me another ribbon or two? I don't think it would cost. That's always my constructive criticism. So this is a nice True Tone Chestnut. I said this in one of my other videos on the ESV Pocket Bible. The smaller the Bible gets, the less, what I'm going to call as floppy. That might not be the technical term, but the less floppy a cover is. That being said, the cover feels really nice. It's very smooth, so it doesn't have like the grain or the texture that a genuine leather is going to be. But it still is not bad. This is not going to be lay flat because you see we're in Genesis, and you just need to know when you're getting a smaller Bible that's True Tone. In my experience, it's just not going to be lay flat until you wear it in. Once you wear it in and start reading it, I've never had a problem. But it's not going to do that right off the bat. They do stamp the ISBN in the back there, and I don't like that personally. Again, and just another point of constructive criticism. Why not put it inside here, and then it's not on the outside cover? But that's my own just personal opinion. All right, so the liner's just pasted down. It is Smith sewn, Sometimes if you open it up, you can see in the beginning the sew marks. You can kind of see them in there. It is Smith sewn. You could get a Bible like this rebound. Say you wanted to give it as a gift, and you wanted to contact Post Tenebras Lux or Cherry Hill Bibles and get this sucker rebound for somebody. It would be a fantastic because it's a good size. I think the information in this Bible is great. All right, so let's take a look at what else is in here. You do get a few pages in the front. So there's three. Three front and back, but they're kind of glossy. You can probably even see the light shining off them. So I suppose you could write, especially with a ballpoint pen, but they're not normal Bible paper, so you might have difficulty writing any real solid information if you use anything other than a ballpoint pen. We do get a presentation page. Fill these out, I beg you, because someday in the future your family might want to see it. Or want to know whose this was 100 years from now. Or if you give it as a gift, that's also nice too. All right, so we have the editorial oversight committee. In a study Bible, you always want to read through this. Look at the names on that list. Wayne Grudem, J.I. Packer. I mean, come on, right? So this is one of the reasons why I really like the ESV Study Bible. The list of contributors is just fantastic. You're going to get the title page, all the important specific information. It is printed in China, for those of you that are going to ask. And then we get to the table of contents. I did a whole video on what a study Bible is, so you can go back and refer to that to get slightly more in depth on why this is important. But in a study Bible, the table of contents is important because you have a list of charts, right? Charts, profiles, abbreviations. These are things you're going to want to refer to. In just a standard reference Bible, they give you the Old and the New Testament, which most of us know where those books are. But here's where the money is all your articles and resources, what those articles and resources are, where they are specifically, because sometimes, like you'll see here, they're mixed up inside the Bible. So you might want to refer specifically to them, and it's going to be much easier using your table of contents than trying to flip through the Bible to find those things. All right, so your list of character profiles, list of illustrations. And this is all these are the things the reason that you're buying a study Bible are the extras in here. Of course, the text of Scripture is important. The most important thing is the God's Word part of this. But if you just wanted that, a reference Bible would suffice. A study Bible is going to give you extras, and these are the extras. All right, we're going to get an introduction to the ESV Student Study Bible. How it was, what are the things inside it? Why was it written? How we understand how the general editor, such like it says here, and the theological editor, J.I. Packer, Wayne Grudem, how they interpreted the Bible and why they took the routes that they did when it comes to the Greek and the Hebrew and all that. And then you're going to get a preface, which gives you specifics. Textual resources, translation principles, because you can't just translate Greek from Greek to English straight over. There's going to be some understandings that have to happen there. So that's what this tells you. And then this gives you an overview of the whole Bible. So again, study Bible, we're getting into the Old Testament. It gives you an overview of the entire Bible, and then it gives you an intro to the Old Testament. So all the different parts of the Old Testament, what are in there, some basic breakdowns of like timeline, and what the Old Testament's all about in brief. Just a kind of almost a brief 2-page, not summary, but idea of what's happening here. And then we get into each book. Each book has its own intro to it. The intros are shorter. That is one of the things that is different between the ESV Study Bible and the student study Bible is that the intros are shorter. You get about a page with the student study Bible. You get about 1 page on average. With the ESV Study Bible, you get 2, 3, sometimes 4 pages of intro to each book. Every book does start on its own page. This is a study Bible. I've never found a study Bible that's not true, because you get an intro. So let's flip open to the text here. Actually, we'll take a look at a couple of these different sections right now while we're looking. So you're going to get the text, okay, and the commentary. So per ESV, the text is an 8-point font, and it's very pleasant to read. It's very easily readable. This is double column paragraph format, and I don't have a problem reading it. There's not a ton of room for writing. So if you're a copious note taker or you're a student, you don't have to be a student to have one of these, because some of the features in here are really cool. But if you're a copious write in the margins type of a person, then this one's not going to have that for you, but plenty of room to underline and highlight. You're going to get your references kind of at the bottom of the text here, and references and footnotes, such as in a different text, this word means something, we translated it this way, right? So there's always footnotes in every Bible. And then you're going to get the study guide material. So the commentary, this isn't exactly verse by verse, but they take what they think are the important parts of the verses that are on this page and give you more information on some of them. You can pause if you want to take a look at what exactly that looks like. But here's one of the sections that's different in the Student Study Bible than in the regular ESV Study Bible, and that's a Did You Know? So the Did You Know section are just little tidbits of information that might appeal to somebody who's reading through the Bible for a first time, or a student. Just almost little definition type of pieces of information as I flip through there. There's quite a few of them. I forget the exact number. I think there's about 850 Did You Knows. And then you get these profiles on people, important people that you're going to find throughout the text. It's going to give you a little paragraph about them, and then, a little reference to just help you guide, help you interact with the text more. Like I said, maybe this is the first time you're reading through the book. You're a new believer. Maybe you're a student, so you're still learning how to learn. Those little things help you, or should help a lot. Okay, so let's keep looking here, and we'll flip open to the New Testament. Like I said, there is no intertestamental information in here. Some study Bibles have like what I call intertestamental information, and that stuff is super interesting. This jumps right into the New Testament, and it gives you an overview of the New Testament. And the New Testament's laid out just like the Old Testament. You're going to get maps laid in there and the Did You Know sections. There are some colors. There are some differences in colors as far as the Did You Know section. You can tell right here by what I'm saying. And I appreciate that, because it makes it stand out a little more than just the basic notes. Okay, so we'll look at the text here. I have trouble sometimes when the colors don't stand out, but this is not a red letter edition. For those of you that like or dislike red letters. Then as we continue reading in the back, it gives you some helps and some articles, how to read and understand the Bible, okay? Some important things to remember as you're going through. There's a whole lot back here. How to apply the Bible, your basic hermeneutics, right? Important Christian truths and doctrine. What is doctrine? These are fantastic, by the way. I wish that I had something like this when I was a kid that helped me understand what doctrine is and why it's important. And this study Bible does that. Then there's a section that, again, that the ESV Study Bible does not have. And that's a glossary. Who'd have thought, right? That as we read the Bible, we're going to come across words that we don't know what they mean. And this has a glossary. And that's huge, in my opinion, because guess what? There's a whole lot of words that I still struggle to fully understand, and they're going to help you out with that. And then you get into a concordance. It does have a basic concordance. It really is a good concordance, especially considering the size of this Bible. And some maps. So the maps are on glossy paper. Here's the publishing team, by the way. It's in the back this time. The maps are on glossy paper. They are very pretty. The colors definitely stand out, but it's glossy paper, and they do this. So that's not controllable. Most Bibles seem to have that. I do have a couple that are on Bible paper, and that's a game changer when they put the maps on Bible paper. So if you're listening Crossway, I'd love to have your maps on Bible paper because they're less shiny. They don't do this. It just is a personal preference. And you get one white page in the back. So that is the ESV Student Study Bible. I told you I would tell you some differences. So I'm going to show you this comparison chart. And I believe I have the link, so I will put it there. If you want to pause and take a look, I'll highlight some of them for you. The Did You Know section that we chatted about, the Student Study Bible has that. The ESV does not. The Bible character profiles, okay? The glossary. There's a handful of articles, such as the ones that we kind of went over in the back, how to read the Bible, how to interpret the Bible. The book intros are shorter, so you get a page as opposed to 3 or 4 pages. And the notes in here are a little more streamlined and condensed. They give you the basics, but they don't go quite as in depth as the ESV Study Bible does. All right, just to give you an idea, since it's sitting here, this is a hardcover ESV Study Bible. Okay, that's the difference in size and why the notes are streamlined and such. So, this has been a review of the ESV Student Study Bible in True Tone Chestnut. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, be who you claim to be. Hey, if you like this video and feel that it may help others, please feel free to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And if you've enjoyed this content and feel led to contribute to help this ministry continue, I've put a link to my PayPal account in the description. Thank you so much. Be blessed, and may the road rise to meet you.